All right, we're back on Sportsline. Phone lines are open, 737-7767 the number. But we talked to a bunch of the Preds today coming off their big road trip. New York last week, beat the Islanders a week ago tonight. Then they went up to Canada. Lost a couple of overtime games. Maple Leafs, Senators. But get a win in the shootout on Saturday night in Montreal. You end up with 6 points of a possible 8 on the road trip. Come back home still in very, very good position. We talked to several of the Predators about that trip, about the Olympics situation that we were talking about as well. Let's start off with PK Subban, a guy who likely would be representing Canada this week if NHL players were allowed to go to Pyeongchang for the Olympics. Instead, stays on the blue line, wearing the gold sweater for the Preds as they get set for a game against the Blues tomorrow night.
You know, it becomes a grind, and, you know, in between games 50 and 65, it's always a little bit tougher. And you know, for us, the good thing is that on a road trip where we didn't play our best, we found ways to get points in every game, and I think that says a lot about our team. I mean, 6 out of 8 points is pretty good, but, you know, for us, we know that we're going to have to play better here moving forward. I mean, we got a great team coming in here in St. Louis, and we're going to need to elevate our game 2 or 3 levels for us to compete with a team like that.
How can you describe Pekka's work this year? And especially, we saw it in full display the other night. I mean, some of those saves were unbelievable. Yeah,
well, you know, he's, you know, I think everybody understands how important he is to our hockey club, and he's been that way all year. And since he's been in the league, since I've been in the league anyway, he's always been one of the top goaltenders. But I think this year he's definitely shown that he can separate himself from the good ones. And, you know, for him, I think that I've said it, you know, many times this year that in terms of the top goaltenders in the league, and he's got to be recognized as the top and definitely amongst the top goaltenders in the league. So, you know, for him, he's been great all year, and we hope that continues.
PK, you're having such a good year this year. What do you attribute to that? Is there anything a little different from last year? Or is the team just better? Or can you kind of walk us through that?
No, just doing my thing. I mean, this year obviously being healthy, you know, last year missing 17 games is tough, and it kind of sets you back, and it's hard to get into a groove. But, you know, felt a little bit more like myself come playoff time, but it's a lot tougher to do when you miss that much time. So, you know, now having 54 games or 53 games or whatever it is under my belt, it's felt better coming out of training camp, and our team's been great. You know, I've said it before. I mean, we have one of the top teams in the league. So when you're on one of those top teams, you're going to get opportunities to do some good things individually, and it's not just myself, but we have a lot of guys that are having great years, and but it's our team, and it's the way we play every night, game in, game out. We've managed to stick to our system, and everybody's on the same page, and that helps.
I got to ask you about having Fish back out there with the guys.
Yeah.
First time. I mean, what's that like?
Great. I mean, huge boost for our club, and just seeing him practice, and I mean, I'd love to put him in next game, you know, the way he practiced today, but you know, for him, he's you know, he's doing his thing. He's getting back to where he needs to be to compete, and you know, I know personally, I'm very happy to have him back.
Okay, the Olympics coming up, is it going to be odd at all to see the guys out there with no NHL participation, do you think?
I've been asked this question so many times. I mean, you know, I'll try to be able to, maybe if I have time, I'll be able to watch some of the games. I had an opportunity to do it in Sochi, and it was a great experience. You know, for guys who haven't been able to do it, it sucks, but you know what, I had the opportunity to do it, so maybe it's not as bitter of a feeling, but you know, for those guys, we wish them the best, and we're still representing Canada, and as a Canadian, want to see them do well.
Would you like to see the NHL back in next time around?
I don't know. That's not my decision, so I'm going to let those guys make that decision, just take care of what I can control.
You watch any other events, Olympics on TV at all?
Yeah.
Or anything? Or what?
Yeah, you know, Alpine, Super G, you know, like watching the skiing. I'm serious. I like watching it. Yeah, it's fun to watch, and happen to know a few of the skiers, so it'll be interesting to watch.
Canadian national team took home the team gold last night. I don't know if you saw that figure skating.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
so there's that.
Well, Canada and ice go hand in hand, so I'm not surprised.
There's some bragging rights in this room, not just over the hockey, but over kind of everything in this. So
I don't know. There hasn't been much talk about it, but we'll see. Maybe as the Olympics get going here, we'll see.
Were you at all surprised, back to yourself, were you at all surprised at the reaction you got in Montreal the other night?
What reaction?
Either on or off the ice?
Are you talking about the fans?
Any way you want to answer that, yeah.
Well, it's just with specifics. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on in Montreal. So
I mean, I guess it's part of it. The fans seem to overwhelmingly love seeing you back. Some of the guys on the other side, maybe not as much.
Yeah, well, the fans have always been that way for me since the day I was drafted. You know, they've always supported me, and I don't know, maybe it was the way I sort of came in and said I wanted to bring a cup back to Montreal, and maybe that went over well with them, but they've always supported me. And I mean, I don't send a memo out to every fan and tell them to scream and yell my name at the game, you know, so I'm just happy to have that support, and any player that's ever experienced that support from fans understand that it's you know, it's a privilege to have that, and I'm very happy to have those fans support me, and they supported me so much while I was there, and I can't say enough good things about the fan base there. It was great, and it was pretty flattering again to have my family and friends there to support me.
On the ice, I know you talked about it to their media after the game, but I mean, they went after you a little bit. Did you embrace that, or were you at all surprised by it?
Well, I don't know. Throughout my career, nobody's ever really come into the corner and said, you know, good job, PK. You're doing a great job. Keep up the great play. So, you know, I'm always prepared for, you know, guys to come in hard on the forecheck and guys to stick and slash. I mean, the guys are going to always try to get you off your game. And like I said, if they're paying that attention to me, if they're trying to run me, then I'm doing my job. So, but I'm 217 pounds of all Canadian beef. So anybody that wants to take a run at me, I'll welcome it.
You prepare yourself for like the post-game chirping and stuff too? I mean, how do you, is it just par for the course?
Yeah, I mean, when people chirp, I mean, it's once the game's over, it's over. So, you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, what happens on the ice stays on the ice, and it's just a game at the end of the day. You know, it's sports entertainment. I mean, have fun with it, but I mean, I don't take anything home with me. That's for sure.
Thanks,
all right.